My stars, reading time. I'm not going to lie, I'm a little bit confused with this collective. So I did want to do a you versus them, but I'm just a little bit stuck with this one. Maybe that's a message in itself. Maybe you're feeling a bit stuck. Let's just, what did that split on? The worry beads. Worry, fear, anxiety, irritated. You're trying to calm yourself. Passing time, repetitive motion. Maybe that's why you're a bit confused. But let's just confirm what's around you. Let's see where this leads us. What's around this beautiful collective's energy? Repetitive clock. Needs time, takes time, in cycles, time to heal, but progression. Maybe you're going over things that are taking a long time. Maybe you've been healing for a long time. Maybe you're just hitting a little bit of a brick wall right now, not feeling much change in your life. Oh gosh. Okay, we've got the snake, competition, enemy, clever, look over your shoulder, the other woman, the other man. Maybe you feel like you've got some karmic energy seeping in on you right now. Maybe you think you've got some, or you could have just had a bit of a trigger with an energy like this. Feeling triggers, turmoil, resentment, lessons, letting go, loving you, and then you've got not enough. So feeling frustrated in a relationship, maybe your confidence really being affected right now. Self-sabotage, you could be going through a bit of self-destructive tendencies. Fear, ego issues, jealousy, especially if you're having intuition or you know for fact that you've got this snake energy lingering around you. I'm hearing a couple things, especially with these worry beads. I do think this collective, you might be stressing yourself out a little bit. This not enough karmic snake, you could know for fact someone on your mind, person on your mind, that they have chosen to be with someone else. Maybe you really believe this person that's on your mind is or has connected to a karmic energy, which is affecting your self-worth, your confidence. Or you could also be thinking, because this is what's around you, so maybe you've had moments of thinking the person on your mind doesn't feel like they're enough for you, or they really lack confidence. They're a bit of a self-sabotager. They're keeping you at arm's distance because of certain triggers that you both embody. Okay, definitely the right collective though. Your emotions feeling very triggered. Like I said, I'm feeling confused with this collective's energy. So when I feel a confusion, it's like sometimes it means you're trying to give yourself your own answers, but again, it's starting to manipulate your thought pattern. You start to over process, then you get trapped in Eight of Swords. I feel this collective because I'm feeling a confusion. I don't know if you know this for fact or this is more what you think your intuition is telling you. Okay, you could really feel you've got the evil eye on you right now. One more for your top row. Oh, that one's wanting to come out. But around you, someone likes you, romance is blooming, fun flirting, wanting to date. Again, if you're thinking this intuitively and you don't know this for fact, that could also add to the confusion here. Oh, my poor collective. Let's get one more for I like you, romance is blooming. It's just these two really, I guess they don't completely contradict. Okay, so someone that you've had an ending with. Endings bring new beginnings. Growth, change, liberation, transition, but stabbed in the back by this person. So why am I feeling whoever this person is could have kind of brought this kind of energy to your table? Maybe you don't have answers here for your ending with this person. Or maybe you do and you still can't seem to get past them. it's kind, I'm hearing it, I'm going to say it. It's like this collective, you don't know what to believe in anymore, is what I'm hearing. Hold on, before we keep going, I'm going to get these. Okay, main collective. Maybe as well, I'm hearing this, maybe you yourself, someone likes you, whoever you think is liking you, or you're questioning that kind of secret admirer energy or not so secret admirer energy. Maybe you're at the point of thinking, was this just a big fat lesson? Is this person just a karmic in my life? Am I just meant to learn, heal, and grow from this and move on? Okay, that's just come to my mind, so... So we've got coin toss, number 2, and the rabbit hole, you're fixating. The white rabbit, okay, 2nd of the 7th, 7th of the 2nd, or 27 could be a relevant number. Okay, choices, either or, considering pros and cons right now. Fate, equal, 2 sides to every story. The butterfly effect, either way, 50-50 chance. This is unpredictable. So, okay, this is clearly out of your hands, this collective. I think this is mind ache. I think this is you sending your mind into like agony, into a rabbit hole. You have moments of thinking maybe this person's going to take a chance, but then no, they don't know they're like, again, even as I'm talking, I'm like, which I always say as readers, we embody the collective's energy. White rabbit, a spark of curiosity, spiritual awakening. It's and if you did, first card, healing, right? And I see this a lot in the spiritual community. A lot of you guys will go through an awakening and out of dormancy and really put that awakening into the person that you were once with. They must be my divine. I've awakened because of this, right? So I think, because remember that deviation about, oh, is this just a karmic? I think you've had moments of thinking, but I awakened because of this connection. It must be so much more than this. Heeding the call, inner knowing, dark to light, going down the rabbit hole, about waking from a dream. Maybe you've just feel like you've been stuck in a little bit of an illusion right now. If this not enough is activating in you, and it's not you feeling this about someone else, just advice. This might be your own self-destructive, self-sabotage kind of tendency when you don't have answers. Unfortunately, the answers you give yourself always tend to be quite glass half empty. You always expect the worst before you expect the best, and just be honest with yourself. If every time confusion comes over you, instead of trying to focus that confusion on a more positive outlook, okay, alchemizing, transmuting the emotion into positivity, for you, when this thought pattern comes over, this rabbit hole energy, you focus on the negative. So that's the emotion that you're alchemizing, negativity in your environment, okay? And really go back. You have to, and this is also why I say write down your triggers so you can reflect on where your mind frame leads you, okay? Oh, that's too many. I'll get them. The fishing pole, self-reliance. Maybe you mentor others as well. Maybe you're a bit of a mentor. Poetry in motion, exploration, connecting with nature. Maybe your higher self is telling you, get outdoors right now. I always say nature really grounds us. But you're going through reflection, self-improvement. That's this clock. And I do think this collective, you are going through self-improvement, but sometimes the lesson's very hard to see. And just intuitively, and I will break this all down, I feel this collective, you do tend to, unfortunately, when the confusion, overthinking, maybe you do normally fall back into a bit of a negative outlook, okay? And then you've got universe here. Source, infinite. So you're clearly connected. You've clearly heeded the call. You're clearly awakened, this collective. Maybe for you, and I'm going to say this, maybe for you right now in this very moment, you think the self-improvement, the self-realization, okay, you think the reflection is telling you right now you need to release this, okay, which is not bad. But now you need to ask yourself the following question. When this has come over you before, do you feel I need to release this? This isn't healthy. This is my karmic, right? So we release it, but then within a few days later, you come back straight into the rabbit hole and thinking, they like me, we're going to get a new beginning here. Be honest with yourself. Because if every time you're trying to remove this in the lens of negativity, this will help me if I just release this, but you always fall back into the same point of longing, you're not releasing in the right way. That's why it keeps repeating, okay? What's the harm in trying another outlook is all I'm trying to say. If you've tried to have this outlook time and time again before, okay, through these cycles, and it never ends up staying put and firm in your energy, your higher self is saying you're not removing this properly the way you think you are. That's why we're going to keep repeating it. I always say whatever keeps repeating, it's still bound to our shadow. We're not dealing with it properly, okay? Just saying. Awakening. Interconnected, heaven, higher perspective, the bigger picture, all that is creative, the law of the one, weight of the world on your shoulders. So I think this collective, you think this is healthier to see it this way, but all it does is weigh you down. It actually makes you... and then you've got universe here. Source, infinite. So you're clearly connected. You've clearly heeded the call. You're clearly awakened, this collective. Maybe for you, and I'm going to say this, maybe for you right now in this very moment, you think the self-improvement, the self-realization, okay, you think the reflection is telling you right now you need to release this, okay, which is not bad. But now you need to ask yourself the following question. When this has come over you before, do you feel I need to release this? This isn't healthy. This is my karmic, right? So we release it, but then within a few days later, you come back straight into the rabbit hole and thinking, they like me, we're going to get a new beginning here. Be honest with yourself. Because if every time you're trying to remove this in the lens of negativity, this will help me if I just release this, but you always fall back into the same point of longing, you're not releasing in the right way. That's why it keeps repeating, okay? What's the harm in trying another outlook is all I'm trying to say. If you've tried to have this outlook time and time again before, okay, through these cycles, and it never ends up staying put and firm in your energy, your higher self is saying you're not removing this properly the way you think you are. That's why we're going to keep repeating it. I always say whatever keeps repeating, it's still bound to our shadow. We're not dealing with it properly, okay? Just saying. Awakening. Interconnected, heaven, higher perspective, the bigger picture, all that is creative, the law of the one, weight of the world on your shoulders. So I think this collective, you think this is healthier to see it this way, but all it does is weigh you down. It actually makes you overwhelmed and confused. And just with these universal cards, do you really think this outlook, with all the deviations, there's someone malicious looking in, this person could be connected to a karmic, or they're my karmic, this not enough, they're not feeling enough, this, or you not feeling enough, do you really think that's a higher perspective? Do you think that's a universal outlook? Because, love you guys, this is very heavy kind of glass half empty energy. That's not a higher perspective. But the sad thing is, I think this collective, you feel this perspective is what makes you feel better focusing on this stuff. That doesn't make you feel better. And again, biggest thing, I actually feel the right collective. This is all stuff you're creating in your mind to try and make yourself feel peace and solace. But it's actually not universal. this is making you feel so heavy. This is drowning you. And again, like I said, this collective, I feel such a confused energy coming in here. Burdens, physical, mental, and emotional, stress, trouble, challenges, strain, duties. Maybe your daily duties are starting to overwhelm you as well. You could be feeling like you're just losing motivation. You could be feeling a little bit lazy. I just feel your poor little soul, your spark inside could feel like it's shutting down a little bit. You feel like you're held back because of responsibilities and obligations, okay? Could really be feeling like you're going through hardship right now. Again, it's like that first thing I said with this. I feel like I've been healing for so long. You're going to be healing forever. It's just, I always say there's no end stop to healing. It's just once you activate that awareness, that sight of, lessons in the universe, it's going to be. And yes, as the months and years goes on, it gets easier, of course, but there's no end stop to healing. So if you have that outlook, I've been healing for so long, that's an outlook just in itself that needs to change, okay? Healing's not meant to be painful. If you're still in the mode of feeling like healing is painful, you actually haven't really been healing that long, okay? Some people think healing for a year or two, oh my God, I always say you're relearning life again. You're breaking free from subconscious programming. Whenever your awakening was, whenever you started seeing the universe around you, the magic around you, I always say let it be that it was only a year, 2 years ago. You're only 1 or 2 years old. You're relearning life. You're relearning to parent yourself. You're relearning to see things differently, in a new perspective, a higher perspective. Don't be so hard on yourself. This is reminding me of one of my winner collectives. And what I mean by that, when I say that, you're clearly someone, you're probably a very well-directed person. You're probably someone, let it be you're an avid planner. You like to know, your days ahead, your weeks ahead, whatever it is. Whenever you're focused on something, you like to know you've finished that thing, right? You like to know you've got to the end of that thing. This collective, I think there's so many things in your energy you either don't have answers for, which has been a theme over the past few days. You don't have answers for, you don't have proof for. It's like you don't feel that finish line coming to an end. So it's like activating you inside because you're a winner. You like to finish what you start. Right, collective, that'll make sense. It's like you haven't won here just yet. So it's affecting your ego, it's affecting your pride, and it's making you feel this lack of confidence. It's making you question yourself. It's embodying self-doubt instead of just truly releasing. So this is clearly something the universe is trying to teach this collective about release and surrender and trust, okay? Coin toss. And the bonfire. So energy, heated, intense, joy, ignite, passion. I just think you do. You want some excitement back in your life. You want some passion back in your life. And that goes back to what we were saying before. I think this collective, you are in the lens. This is taking the passion and fire out of my life. It's making me miserable. But the thing is, it's because you've got too much focus on it. Having the answers to this or not, you can still find this. You just need to choose to find it. So clearly the right collective, when this comes over you, let it be. You do just swallow yourself whole and you stay in bed, you doom scroll, you stay isolated, you don't get out and about. It's like, even though this comes over you mentally, you can still go and do things. It's your choice. I talk about it all the time. I love you guys. This is smelling a little bit self-pity. And I always say self-pity is poison. If you don't like your life, if you don't like certain things that are, happening for you in that moment, this moment, it's a choice. You know what? I'm not going to let my mind consume me today. I am going to get out. I am going to go, whatever you want to do, whatever ignites passion. And if you're a collective that don't even know what, makes you passionate and ignites that flame, then maybe that's what you need to finding a hobby. And I know that sounds really silly. That is so important for us as people. We need things we're passionate about. So again, if this is your focus and you don't know where to go to find your flame, make that your focus. Okay? If you're someone you think you're more of a lone wolf, this day and age, I'm sure there's even apps that you can download to find friends in your location, or, which is free, or let it be. I say this all the time. They do those, you need to know what it is that you like first, okay? Let it be you're more into activeness and fitness. Then you need to join up to some of those, boot camps, which I think cost $5 or $10 here in Australia. And I understand the economy, but this collective, you need to invest a bit of time in yourself and money to find a passion. That's what your brain needs. Sorry, I'm saying this for a reason, because every time I say things like this, people say, I've got kids or I've got this. But the thing is, your soul needs it. You need to invest a bit of time and money into yourself, this collective. It's the reason I'm deviating so much. I just feel your higher self knows that you can create this. This is why I'm saying this to this collective. But once you focus, you rabbit hole, and it does go, unfortunately, into glass half empty, okay? And then the situation, it just progressively gets worse and worse and worse in your mind, okay? You can find excitement, you can find joy, but you just need to know as a person what ignites you. What is it that ignites you? What is it that makes you happy? What is it that can clear out your thought pattern? Even if it's reading a book, some people can just get completely lost in a book and get lost in a story. And it's like, as you're reading, you're creating this in your mind, so it releases this kind of energy. Let it be art, let it be painting, let it be pottery. I give these examples all the time. Me personally, I just love to crochet, because I'm crocheting, I'm making something I like, and I'm also removing my thought pattern because I'm counting my stitches. I don't want to lose my stitches. You just need to find something that, again, you enjoy doing, and it does clear your mind frame, okay? Whatever it may be, we all have something in our soul that we enjoy doing, okay? And it normally it leads to kind of our birthright. So what we felt fulfilled at doing at school, was it more you had a creative mind, you loved art, you loved DT, you loved sewing, you loved making clothes, or whatever it is. There is something that every single soul in this world enjoys doing. But this collective, you clearly need to find what that is, because when this comes over you, you need to be stronger than your thought pattern, and you need to find your passion and spark in other outlets, because everything I say is for a reason. And I don't think this is the first time this thought pattern's come over you. I think it's come over you a lot of times, okay? So again, your highest self is wanting you to learn to get out of your own confusion by not rabbit holing on something that is out of your hands. What is out of your hands should be out of your mind and heart, okay? Because this is what it does. Rabbit hole. So the fine print, you're trying to find all these little details, and it's sending you crazy. Detail, look closer, inspection, research, be careful. In depth. Don't assume. And that's what I was feeling. I think this is all assumption for the right collective, okay? It's like this information, you're trying to read between the lines, and the lines aren't even there. It's all what you're creating up here, okay? And another thing, and I need to say this, when this kind of emotion comes over anyone, and this is why I believe, and I say, this journey is not just to teach you how to appreciate love with being in love, but the love of all sorts, your pets, your family, friendships. We all as humans need to experience companionship other than just being in love, okay? So this collective, I don't know if you've, realized when an emotion comes over you like this, maybe even just speaking to a family member, or, if you struggle really maintaining friends, this is another reason your higher self is saying, we need you to get maybe into more team activities so you can meet like-minded people. Because these are the moments when this happens, you call someone or you go to lunch with someone, and after you just feel refreshed, okay? Because it's like you're distracting your mind, you're around someone like-minded, it eases this kind of energy. But again, it's not sitting in self-pity, and it's starting to do it and develop that around your life. So you have people you can turn to, especially in relationships. I say this all the time. People that just have their one person, their be-all and end-all, the littlest grievances can just turn into complete acceleration mode, because you don't have someone that you can turn to create a little bit of space and distance and let the kind of energy settle down a little bit, okay? And maybe that's a lesson for this collective through your separation. Are you someone that, you lavish your love on one person, but when you're in love, it's like that's your only focus, and then you kind of, other people drop off like flies, or you do stop your routine. Maybe this is a lesson that your higher self is trying to show you through these cycles. They keep accelerating this, and it's not shifting, it's not changing. Like we said before, there's something this collective can do or start to put into place, so next time it comes over you, you have your outlet. Okay, you're clearly connected. This collective, you're connected. But we need to learn to ride the wave of this and learn how to transmute it in the glass half full, because right now we keep focusing on the negative. That's what you're putting out around you. Okay, so then they relieve you for a week or two, and then boom, it comes over again. All right, but you've got to stop assuming what's going on with energy you cannot see. And 777 fishing pole. This self-reliance is sad, because I think there's a reason I say everything, don't make it fear. It's such a focus for this collective. I always say independence is beautiful, but then there's a fine line between being independent, right, still having a beautiful life around you, to that hyper independence. Don't let anyone in. It's literally self-reliance, never asking people for help, never letting people in on your grievances, just constantly sitting in your emotion. It's not healthy for anyone. As humans, we need people around us, okay? They say a 10-second hug a day can literally clear out so much emotion. Do you have people that you can have a 10-second hug a day with? Someone's heartbeat against your heart can clear out so much. That beautiful vibration, even if it's just a pet, okay? And children, but I just feel this collective, you do rely on yourself way too much, but that's your choice. Okay, people use that, but I'm a lone wolf. I don't like, no, it's a defense mechanism. I really feel this collective, you need some really close friends in your life. I will say though, even hugging a tree can really help this kind of energy. So if you don't have anyone right now, go hug a tree. I know that sounds silly, but if you're really connected and open, you'll understand what I'm saying. I hug trees every day. I'm a tree hugger. Okay, fishing pole. It's your crutch, 100%. It's your crutch. This, don't make it fit. Your self-reliance, victim mentality, self-pity. It's unhealthy coping mechanism. Unhealthy. Relying. I think with love, you rely too much on thinking love is going to fix all your problems. It won't. I promise you. Feeling helpless, inhibited, dependent on love, using excuses. And there is a reason. Before I said, I get so many people comment saying, but I'm a mother, I can't afford it. You come first. I always say, until my mama bears, your kids, remember, shadow starts from 3-4. They read energy, if children know it or not. Until you are priority, until you are shining your brightest, you're actually not making your children a priority. If your children are feeling this energy around you all the time, subconsciously you're rubbing off on them. Truly. People that always say to me, I can't do that because of kids, you're not seeing it right. Finding a passion, it doesn't have to cost money. It might cost you an extra $10, $15 a week. I'm sure you can put $10, $15 aside for yourself a week to find something that ignites you. Okay? Because this collective, I love you guys to bits, but they're confirming it. Whatever your excuses are, it's an excuse. Okay? And it creates self-pity. And it sets you back. Find your pearl, open your pearl. And the thing is, this collective, I always say, yes, this is a triggered emotion. So when you're not triggered, you probably do feel like you're evolving. And you clearly are evolving. And, you're opening up to more wisdom and your intuition and your perception and your subconscious mind. I get it. But it's when we're triggered that the lessons come. Okay, when we're not triggered, I think everybody I'm not going to say that, the majority of people in this world, when they're not triggered, they're beautiful people. Okay, but that's what healing is, learning how to soothe your triggers. But expression, strong opinions. And this is what's sad. I think in your mind, you've thought about this so much, you believe it to be truth, but again, it's just a crutch, my angels. Universe. And I will say this is coming to my mind. So maybe you guys have made your passion, maybe your work path, the way you make money. If you have now turned your actual passion, you now, because that becomes your daily, every day, your passion, the way you make your pentacles, you need to find something else to replace that passion so you still have something to fall back on, because then otherwise your passion that you've made your fulfillment becomes a burden, truly. So, and that came to my mind for a reason. Everybody needs a hobby, everybody, or multiple. So... Right now, the only place you find happiness is the hope of love. That's not healthy. So this infinite energy, the things that make you think you're in a higher perspective, love, romance, affection, appreciation, devotion, delighted, higher emotion, infatuated, enchanted, passion, tender, yearning, attached. This collective, that should not be the only place you can find happiness, because it means you're too dependent on companionship, which companionship will never end up working long term, because you'll become a highly critical lover. Every time that one thing that you think makes you happy doesn't make you happy, you're going to be temperamental. This journey is healing is so much more than just falling in love. Okay? It's falling in love with yourself. And you think this makes you happy, but then look at the negativity you put on this person when you're triggered. You're not seeing it properly. Because if this truly, in the depth of your soul, with 100 belief, when you're not triggered, truly you felt this, you wouldn't then go to this outlook saying, oh no, they've got a snake attached to them, or they are a snake, they stabbed me in the back, they're karmic, and then again, but I want a new beginning here. It doesn't make sense. Imagine the energy you're projecting out. I love you guys, but, I will always be honest with what's coming through for the right collective, okay? Weight of the world on your shoulders. The fish hook, so you feel powerless, you're not winning because you don't know the answers. Feeling helpless, crutch, paralyzed, maybe you're feeling a bit tempted. I've had a lot of collectives really tempted over their person's energy of recent. But bait, This is a game. Oh God. Great catch, luck, prosperity, resourcefulness. This negativity they're really showing you, it just creates the weight of the world on your shoulders. We need to learn to change it, okay? It gives you a headache. It keeps you tucked in bed. Poor health, disease, illness, unpleasant, crisis, emergency, body signal, needing self-care. And we said that before, more time on yourself. So if you have been having inspired action, intuition to start improving your health, let it be through dietary changes, physical exercise, but you keep pushing it off, that's your higher self saying you are going to find some ignition and some passion and some flame doing this. We're trying to show you what direction to go to release this. And I say this, I believe everyone should have some form of active lifestyle because it's good for our health, our mental health. It teaches us mental discipline. It teaches us to stay on top of our beautiful vessel. I think especially women that are strong, it just does something to the mind. So again, if you keep having intuition to do these things, but you're refusing to do it, I'll do it tomorrow, keep making excuses. They're already trying to show you what direction to go to. That will make you relieve this. And back to the people, give an excuse about money. Remember, you come first. If it takes you putting however much your gym membership, let's say $80 a month aside for a gym membership, it's $20 a week that your soul needs, okay? And again, your higher self wouldn't be giving you the intuition to do it if you couldn't. You might just need to make some adjustments, okay? Or here in Australia, bloody Kmart, and I don't know what they call it. It's those really cheap shops that sell everything. You can buy weights, you can buy dumbbells, you can buy squat bars. I'm sure you can buy everything for very, very cheap. So again, even if you just save up a little bit and make your own home gym, okay? Or if you're someone that doesn't want to go to a, male and female, like you just want to go to a female gym, you can find a female gym. Whatever it is, stop making excuses. And I'm only saying it because the Right Collective, unfortunately, you always make excuses to not put yourself first. I can't because of this, or I can't because of that, or no, you can. The universe is literally saying this is your crutch, to not put yourself first, which means if you can't put yourself first with love not in your life, imagine when love is in your life. You will still be the lover that puts your spouse before you, okay? They're trying to show you a lesson here. That's all. And again, the harder the lesson to see, the bigger the lesson learned. Inspired action comes for a reason, but we need to act on it. And even if you just start with doing a walk, an hour's walk a day, that's free. Okay, free. And again, just sorry, because I keep going back to that crutches, and I just know, because I always, and this collective, the Right Collective, is prone to excuses. But even if you're a single mum and you're going to say, but I don't have time to go for a walk, take your kids with you, put them in a pram, okay, or put them on a little bike, or whatever the case is. Everyone, even single parents, you can make time to even take your kids to the park, and while they're in the park, just do laps around the little park as you're watching them, okay? You can, sorry, I just have to say, especially for this collective, stop making excuses for yourself to not put yourself first. It's a lesson for you through your healing journey. So until you learn the lesson, they're going to keep bringing it up, okay, until you start making changes, okay? Or as well, wait till your kids are asleep and get a walking mat. Like, you know, those walking mats. Like, you can just... Anyway, I'm just trying to give some direction here. And you will find your paradise, your happiness. But happiness comes from oneness. It comes from you. It's coming from you enjoying your company. And when you are in those moments of feeling... by yourself or isolated, when you are one, you can take yourself out of restlessness, you can find center, This collective happiness, expansion, joy, playfulness, oneness. Okay, you need to enjoy yourself before you enjoy others, truly. Which means the right collective. And again, just be honest with yourself. Past relationships, you would have been a critical lover. You would have always noticed all the little details, because again, companionship for you, being in love for you, is your be all and end all. Those kinds of relationships never work long term. You could be with a person like this for 10, 20 years, but towards the end you don't even speak to each other. You don't talk. Yes, you're there because if anything, you're financially independent and you just share everything, or you got kids together, or doesn't mean you're happy. Doesn't mean you're not experiencing love properly. You're choosing to have someone by your side that really just makes you miserable because you don't want to be alone, or you're scared to divide things, or you think that you won't be able to afford making excuses to stay with someone because unfortunately you don't have other things or people you can turn to. It's not healthy. And this is what this healing journey, it's these kinds of qualities that are meant to teach you to heal out of you. Okay? The snake. And I need to say this as well. This snake and karmic, and I see this so much in nearly every collective that feels there's other attachments in their person's life. Why do you straight away go and say, that's a karmic, that's a snake, that's this? Like, even if that is the case, it's a lesson this person needs that you cannot provide. Always very negative, okay? I think you think this person's met this snake and they're happy, but they're a karmic, but stop focusing on it. Marriage, and if this person you're craving is married to who you believe is a karmic, they've chosen to marry this person. You can't have that outlook. It's not healthy. And I have to say this, if you've chosen to be with someone that is married, sworn black and blue that they're separating with this person, or that they don't love this person anymore, but they have to stay there for the examples I just gave you, the house, the kids, whatever it is, you're still choosing to be by someone's, and I'm not judging at all, but I just want to, it's like you're choosing to be with someone that is still committed to someone. And if you're a very anxious lover, you're choosing to commit to someone that you're forever going to be anxious about, because it's like you spend time with them and then they're going home to someone they're married to. Like that's not a healthy outlook, being in love or not. And this is why I say, is love enough? Okay, it's the reason I'm going in, because this collective, there clearly is a little bit of not seeing things clearly. Okay, so this is either, again, you do know it for fact, and if you know it for fact, my advice is you need to surrender to this until things unfold. Or, again, you are stressing and you were thinking this person's going to find someone else, they're going to move on, this person's going to be a karmic, okay? Whatever the case, there's a stress here about long-term commitment. And side note, you could have just started dating again and then boom, you find out this person unfortunately is married and has been deceitful. I just have to say that because that came to my mind also. Karmic. Okay. Rekindle, growth, change mind. Now that I'm seeing this, and clearly not enough, I think the right collective, you've either found out or you truly believe that this person has gone back to a past relationship, either a marriage or they've chosen to rekindle something with someone that you know about, okay? Because this snake energy, I think you know who this person is, but I don't know if you know for fact or you do know for fact, okay? but then there's still a part of you, it makes sense, you feel stabbed in the back with something, but then there's a part of you thinking, no, but they're going to come back to me, okay? And I will say this before I even keep going, if you have just found out for fact that this person is choosing to go back to an ex or someone, you know, realigning with a past marriage, and you've just found that out, we need to switch this collective's focus, because it's toxic for your soul. Because that will take some time to overcome, even if it is a karmic. If they've chosen this person after a long time, that's not just going to finish in a couple days or a couple weeks. You'll probably, if you can't get out of this mind frame, it's just not going to be healthy for you, okay? Not enough. Oh gosh, but then you think you're ascending, transcending obstacles, learning, expansion, new phase, preparing for union. If you're truly feeling not enough, I promise you right now, my angels, you're not ascending just yet. You're still everything. I always say, you as a person, our intuition is so strong, okay? And if you truly believe in your core that this is going to be your person long term and you guys are going to ascend and you're going to come back together, then just, you need to release it, okay? This collective, there is clearly baggage, either you know or you don't know about, but it affects your insecurity so much, and it makes you question your self-worth, because again, too much dependent on one person completing you. You are not preparing for union just yet, okay? And I'm saying that from a place of love. I like you. Chaser, you're codependent to this energy. You're codependent of needing this person's validation to make you feel seen. This is your abandonment or fear of abandonment, fear of being left behind, fear of not being chosen. I really feel this whole situation is really affecting your ego and pride, okay? Endings bring new beginnings. Not today. There's boundaries. There's a lot of hurt and pain here, okay? Not dealing, avoiding conversation, boundaries, still angry. There's a far greater lesson here the universe is trying to teach you. And it is about you. And it is using this time apart to create a life that you're proud of, to create a life that inspires you, to create that bonfire life in your energy, and realizing being in love is not the only thing that makes us happy in this world. Or raising children, which is a blessing, it's beautiful, but there's so much more to life than just being a mother or a father and being in love. Your higher self is just trying to, and again, it's just the right collective, that crutch and self-pity victim mentality. It is a big life lesson for this collective, and that might be very confronting to hear, and that might trigger your soul, but the right collective, you know. This is something that, unfortunately, you're choosing to crave someone right now, your choice, that there is a lot of baggage for the right collective. Like, let's be real. This isn't nothing, okay? And as well, you could have been married to this person. I'm hearing so many things for this. This is reminding me, I always say collectives, you work in colours, but your story deviates a little bit. You yourself could have been married to this person, and then this person unfortunately strayed from the marriage. They chose a snake energy in your eyes. They chose a karmic energy in your eyes, and you have felt betrayed here, okay? It's a little bit concerning that this rekindle phoenix, if it's not what we first said about this person could be married and choosing to go back to a marriage, if it's not that, and the deviation we just had, that means you really are in your core putting yourself in the category of this was karmic, but we will rekindle here. Okay, it's like your depth in your soul knows this was just fleeting. It was triggers, it was turmoil, we weren't speaking to each other, we've been together for this long. Like, everything I say is for a reason. Okay, I feel, again, we're tapping into a color, but just how many different, I think there's a few different stories going on with this main collective. Okay, and again, not that you're going to make it fit, but all right. I just want to get one animal card for you. Then I want to see how the universe is viewed, because your energy, this beautiful collective, I'm a little bit... We'll see how the universe views this connection, and then we'll see if we just need to focus this reading on you, or you do need a little bit of advice here with this person's energy. You're masking, you're not seeing the emotion properly. My hyena is the mask. So the universe is saying you're not dealing with this properly right now. You're not trusting your deep instincts. You're trusting your overthinking mind. You could really, because I felt that with that never asking for help. I think as a person, right, the right collective, you really have a strong public persona, which we all have a public persona. Even myself, there's Bree Reader and then Bree. Like, I'm trying to go by my full name, Brigitte, sorry. We all have a bit of a public persona, but we need to know when to bring that public persona down. And I really think one of your crutches in life, back to that, you always try to show the people around you you're so put together. This one reminds me as well of a lot of charisma, but just very always light-hearted, like nothing's affecting the hyena. Okay, this collective, you are highly affected right now, but I think you're only highly affected behind closed doors. When it comes to being around, and maybe this is why you choose to isolate as well, because when you are around people, you like to show a certain version that everything's okay, everything's put together. But because your soul is not put together right now, this could be another reason you tuck yourself away, okay? This really is about the public persona, the mask, acting so easygoing and laid back when inside there's some things that need deep reflection and shifts, okay? But you have potential to balance the little Buddha. And again, I think you like to present like you're always balanced, but the thing is, your inner soul, your inner soul, your inner spark is really craving this, okay? But of course, you've got potential to do it. We just need to make some little shifts. You're not listening to your heart right now. You're just listening to your mind. And your mind is playing tricks on you. And clearly a very beautiful, very, very beautiful person, especially when you're balanced, okay? If you shine that golden egg energy, you know what I just heard? Have you heard about, sorry, side note, you know there's people in this world that have gold blood? You could be a collective, or someone in this collective, you could have gold blood. I found that out the other day. It's a really rare genetic transmutation. Or maybe you're like me and you just heard about gold blood as well. Sorry, that came out of nowhere. But I do think you are someone, when it comes to your universal connection and your calling and heeding the call, you're clearly very, very beautiful and magnetic, all right? But you don't always have to act like everything's okay and everything's put together. That's not life. Don't be afraid to let people in and truly show them the real you. We all need someone that we can turn to. And I find healers, I know we're here to serve, but we always just want to help others. And sometimes we do forget to help ourselves, okay? It's sad. All right, let's see how the universe, and it's funny, I've gone through this one, not that one. Okay, let's see how the universe is actually seeing this connection. Okay, the universe's perspective. Oh, it didn't. It didn't. Oh. It didn't. You got the twin flame. Holy moly. Twin flame, illumination, rising above. You got the heart. I was not feeling that. Again, confused collective. Your energy is so murky. My aim, reading your energy, and again, as a reader, we embody this collective. I'm not going to lie, I'm going to be so transparent. I thought I was tapping into a karmic love. I'm going to be honest, which means this collective, you truly do not have belief in your connection right now as you're watching this. And back to that marriage card, and there is a huge chunk, that's one of the societal issues, that there's marriages involved, right? This collective, you are so doom and gloom right now. I felt I was reading karmic love. You need to rise above this. You are so stuck in 3D matter. Soulmate, twin flame, the one, a pair of things, a deep soul connection, blooming love, faith, divination, fluidity, illumination, chemistry, magical. This was to discover yourself properly. Light codes, soul spark, someone exceptional, rising above, ability, skill, focus, strategy, transition, changes, your higher self, third eye activation, your far-reaching vision. We need to rise above what you're seeing. Love, romance, joy, bliss, heart's desires, fulfillment, kindness, forgiveness. I did not think this was this. I was getting this because I had, and I'm sure you would have seen me, I felt this needed to just be a self-reading for this collective. I don't know what it is. I think it's everything we said. You've got nothing to turn to but the thought pattern of this person. It's not good for your connection. I felt so much murkiness. This is... What's that castle card again? I'm going to put that there. Okay, let's just... Twin flame... Stop trying to give yourself your own answers. It's the same as that. The fine print. You wanting clarity, very important details, examining the fine print, larger than life, and blah, blah, blah. This collective, 27th of the 6th, this is from the universe. This is holding you back. You're trying to give yourself answers you are not ready to receive. You don't see... This first part of the reading, however triggering it was, and I love when readings do this, how they just magically transition, because that first part, a lot of people would push that away. I always say readings you want to push away that are triggering you, they're the ones you really need to hear, okay? And I feel if the right collective would, you would be here right now, because even though that would be hard for you to listen to, very hard to listen to, there's a part of your soul that knows you needed to hear it, okay? Because that first part is your block. That is your block. So you have to get out of this, I need all the answers right now. Stop, okay? this is something beautiful. You have to surrender to what will be, okay? You have to. I've got to get you a surrender card before we tap into this person. You're trying to fix a problem that's not ready. They'll illuminate it when it's ready. Problem solver, curious, asking so many questions. Maybe you keep asking your team as well. I did a reading the other day. It's coming to my mind, and I kept saying one more card, one more card. So you could read tarot, and I was saying I feel like this is the collective. It's like no matter what answers are shown to you, you just want more, more. It's like the answers the universe tries to grant you is never enough. It's like they relieve something for you. Let it be. You know, you still read your own energy, and I always say you shouldn't, but let it be. They show you something beautiful, and then even that you can't believe in. So then you'll do it again, and it'll be completely opposite, because it's probably them really trying to show you the blocks, but then you go into doom and gloom, and that's not enough. It's like even if they do grant you some answers for solace and peace, it's never enough. It's because you don't have that's your own trauma though. They're saying you can't solve this. You can't solve this. This will come when it's ready. The only thing you can solve is your internal compass, your healing, the way you direct and think of energy, okay? You're trying to scavenge for little things that are not ready. This will be illuminated. You are someone so exceptional, and so is this person. Clearly, if they're seeing you as a divine pairing, okay, just focus on yourself. You could have just seen a raccoon. We don't have them here in Australia. Air element, it's developing. You could be an air sign. You could be a double air pairing, but it's developing. Just let it be. Rise above this. Rise above needing to know. It'll develop when you're ready, and you won't go through destruction again. Gathering information. Stop. Communication. It'll all come when it's time. You need to surrender to spirit. Oh, it's time. It's an obstacle right now. Gentle. Have your wits about you. Powerful, wise, trust, supportive. Obstacles will be removed. So from universe's perspective, this is something beautiful, but it's not ready. You need to trust there's obstacles in place for a reason. There's lessons you both. There's too much dependence right now that this person's return will change everything in your life for the better. They've put the islands here for a reason. You've got two cards about obstacles. There's something about your isolation that needs a different perspective, okay? This is still standoffish. It's estranged. Transfer. This says lonely independence, but I think this collective, it's like there's this hyper independence. It's like you're a bit scared of other people in an odd way, but it's protected. It's protected. Oh my God. Holy moly. I just want to get a surrender card. Hold on. All right. What does the universe want you to focus on surrendering? To negative thinking. Oh my God. Truth. Love you guys. I love you guys, but I know that would have affected the right collective. It would have triggered you. I really do believe, unfortunately, it's when you're triggered, you go straight to the negative. It's the glass half empty, and all it does is put the weight of the world on you. You have control over your thoughts, your choices. When negative thoughts surface, say thank you for sharing, and quickly refocus, transmute it, alchemize it the right way. You're transmuting it into more pain. You're not learning that lesson, how your negative thinking can just swallow you whole and put complete disbelief. Like I said, as I was reading that energy, now I'm understanding the confused message in this. I genuinely, energy I was feeling from this collective, I felt it was karmic. I'm going to be honest. And quickly refocus on positive affirmations. Surrender to fear. Fear that this isn't going to work out. Fear that you're going to be alone for the rest of your life. Fear that you're not going to heal. Fear that this person's going to move on. Fear, it's all around this collective. Let go of fearful stories. Emphasis, that you keep telling yourself. And if you have an imagination like this person would too. God. Stay in the moment. Focus on solutions. Solutions. You should write that on your whiteboard or mirror. Every time negative, I always say there's a positive to every negative, right? But you should put on your mirror, what is the solution to the I don't know, write something about solutions on your mirror or your whiteboard. So every time something negative comes over you, you know I have to find a solution. What is the solution? What is the lesson to this repeated emotion that keeps coming over me? Okay. And celebrate every baby step forward. And that's what this is. It's a journey of baby steps. And this is why I say we need periodic assessment, things to turn back to see how we're evolving. Again, biggest tip for you guys, notepad and pen through this journey. Otherwise, you don't think you're healing. You get to a point you're like, I'm not even healing. But you are. Obsessive thinking. Your rabbit hole. Oh, God. Sorry, I shouldn't laugh. If you're obsessing about a person or a situation, turn the dilemma over to spirit. Doing so will help bring clarity or even solve some problems. And I'm going back to that hyena card. This is making so much sense. I think the right collective, in the depth of your soul, you know this is your person, but your public persona, because everyone around you or society's expectation would make you believe, no, they're a karmic, they're toxic, thank God they're out of your life. So because of it's like you care more about what other, it's like, so you even present, oh yeah, no, I'm over them, they betrayed me, they're this, they're that, they're this, they're that, but in your soul you're craving, it's like you can't even admit it to yourself. That came out of my mind from nowhere. That's important for the right collective. That's a detail, don't make it fit. I feel that adds to the hyena here. It's like, it doesn't make sense why you still love this person. So you try and hold on to the negative. That is so unhealthy. It's unhealthy for anybody. Even if it really was a karmic, that's unhealthy. It's heavy. My loves, look at this. Negative thinking, obsessive thinking. Because of what? Your fear. Fear of what? That you feel crazy for loving someone that you love. Like, this world teaches us the wrong things. First step of release is admitting you love this person. Not just to yourself, but also to the people around you. If there's people constantly talking shit, tell them to shut up. Sorry, it's true. Who are they to give opinions? Love is love. Love should not be judged. Sorry. I get very passionate. Oh, all right. Let's actually see how this person's feeling. I'm not going to lie. If you're this triggered, this person's probably just as triggered. I'm going to get these. Actually, no, I want to get a bit of both. They're still running. But you're running from your own emotion. But yes, there is secrets. Yes, you're right. But they're watching, they're looking, but they're still running. But again, this collective, you're running yourself. This is making more sense as I'm reading this. But they're you both have a constant burn, but you're both pushing it away. It's the thought pattern here that needs to shift. This collective, just for this next month, you need to, if every single detail in this if this is really your reading, this next 66 days, I want you to really just focus on finding positivity and belief in this, right? Now, if it's really your collective. Now, if you want me to, and you're someone, because I was going over, I think this collective, maybe financially, you're not in the best financial position. Message me personally. Send me in 66 days, send me a message in my email, and I will re-tap into this collective. Okay, I'll re-tap in, and let's see how the energy changes over the next 66 days, just you surrendering to belief. Okay, if every single detail, and you put this into place, okay, and send me a little picture in that email of your 66 days you're crossing off and you're focusing on positivity, and we will tap in. Okay, but right now, I promise you, with this outlook, you're not getting movement. This isn't, even though that you both burn for each other, I feel you're both not facing this the right way at the moment. Okay, distance. So this person is putting distance between this, and there could be physical distance as well. Psychic abilities, and we deviated about that. Maybe you have called this person on some truths as well. I was so 50-50 in that main energy, if you know that snake betrayal or you're thinking it. Okay, clearly this collective, there's something deep in your soul you do know, okay, that you've called this person on, but they're not ready to confront it. You could be an actual tarot reader, an actual psychic. They're wounded masculine. So this person, you could have memories of maybe being a little bit aggressive or intolerant, thin-skinned, possessive, jealous, very defensive. This person was holding back some form of betrayal. The right collective, they would have constantly accused you of betrayal. Okay, projection. But mirroring, the constant burn, like, oh my god, this is, but now you just, they think this is toxic and volatile, but so do you. For the right collective. Red flag. They're trying to reevaluate. They can't help but focus, but they don't want to. They're trying to distract themselves. So again, right now, the energy is it's not a beautiful free-flowing energy. There's too many blocks around fear, so you need to focus on clearing out your root chakra. You're both so fearful of more rejection here. Okay, maybe you need to wear obsidian. It balances out our root chakra, and getting into Mother Nature and Earth, and even listening to root chakra clearing through hurts. I just want to see. So they're aggressive. There it is. They're fire ant. They're angry. So that boundary is not hurt. They are in fire ant energy right now. Again, wounded masculine. What is that? Sorry. Aggression, rigid thinking, following orders. Fire ant energy flares up without us noticing. It is a force that attracts us to people and situations that feed our imbalances. Even if they've got a pivotal lesson to learn right now. Whoever they're connected to, it's a lesson clearly you cannot provide. Rather than those that counter them. Gossiping and blaming are a few indicators that misaligned fire ant energy is at play. You may also find yourself stewing on a person or a situation, which they are with you, but they're trying to hold on to the negativity, the avoidance of the situation, only making things worse. How can you break free from this drama and cool down? Fire ants are surprisingly sensitive. Don't pretend the heat isn't getting to you. So they're pretending like they don't care. They care too much. They keep running. They keep avoiding. This reminds me of a divine pairing that your person hasn't activated yet, because there's too much focus and negativity. I'm going to be honest. They're in this. They can't stop thinking about you, but they hate it. So they're trying to distract themselves. They're imbalanced. They're thoughtless right now. They're a bit oblivious to the core things, okay? They're trying to give themselves excuses why this could never work. But the thing is, this collective, you're doing the exact same thing, okay? Let's see what this person's going through, their daily life, and then daily life for this person right now. So they're trying to, when they're not focusing on this emotional force, they do think of opening up, but I think the honesty and their perception of the situation, just like yours, oh my God, you're mirroring. Oh, detail, inspection, look closer, be careful, in-depth, pay attention, don't assume. So they're just like you, they're assuming so much right now. Crutch, holy sugar. So you two are two in the same. So you would think, oh no, they play victim, they play this. This person's thinking you play victim, and you both do a little bit. You are literally, you're mirroring. You are mirroring. It shows the power of threads. Release the negativity. You need to get this person activated. And they've got the glasses. So this person's more of a detective than you. Assessment, evaluating options, trying to find a new perspective, reviewing, over analyzing, okay, certain opinions, judgment. They think they're seeing clearly, just like you think you're seeing clearly. Oh my God. Broken vase underneath. So again, this pearl, they're dreaming. Hardship, misfortune. So it's them that plays the victim as well. Change of state. They could have actually moved state. Grief, want to fix this, but then I think they're like, oh, I've done much damage. A setback, maybe certain accident. Maybe this person's just had an accident too, but disappointment. This is good. They do have Phoenix energy over them. Do I think it's happening right now? No. Maybe they think rubber band, overextended, tension, pressure, holding back, trying to hold it together, strain, endurance, breaking point. And I always say release the energy like a slingshot, like a rubber band. They're doom and gloom, feeling sorry for themselves. They're going over the ring, the contract, the agreement, buddies. Is such a strong connection. I can't get over them. And I'm seeing marriage rings there as well. Oh, or maybe you're engaged or talk. I don't know. So marriage is a huge detail for this collective. They're trying to activate their heart space, heart chakra, healing. Unfortunately, I think they're still in the lens, like this collective, very triggering, very toxic. They could be thinking, I don't want to say, oh, they're my karmic, but they're definitely feeling the triggers here, and maybe they're thinking love shouldn't be this explosive and it's not that the emotion's not here. They're just trying to hold on to all the reasons this couldn't work. And I do think this person forever feels hurt here. And so would you. But I did say I feel this collective and I love yous. But I really think you are a collective of being highly critical lovers. And you always notice all the wrongs. But do you notice the rights? Like, what if this person needs words of affirmation and it's always criticism? This person could feel very belittled or demasculated around your energy. And again, don't make it fit. But it's not that the love's not here, but there's so much pain. So they think they're finally starting to find their way. Unknown destination, new territory. I think this person feels this is going to help them by releasing this. But again, this is their emotion right now. It's just not healthy. But this collective's emotion right now, it's not healthy either. You focus too much on each other instead of just focusing on yourselves and using this time to really find your greatness. They feel like they're going to find peace here and that they're seeing clearly. Peace, harmony, optimism, resilience. Remember, maybe this person has lost someone as well, which has also really activated more trauma in them. They want to find someone that they feel has mutual respect. There is something about highly critical nature here, okay, and maybe a bit of demanding nature. Things just are never good enough. Renewal after hardship, okay. I feel they feel humiliated by this connection. They were always getting punished. It could have been a bit emotionally abusive. Actually, I don't think so. No. Shut down, public ridicule, mockery. It's like they felt serving time a little bit entrapped here. It's so sad, like seeing your energies. This just feel, both of you, it just feels like you're seeing each other is so triggering. But universally, it's like this, that's crazy. This makes me feel this is a very fresh, in the middle of pain still, kind of lucky to be on this journey for a year, 2 years. There's a reason I say everything. Let's just see what the universe wants you to focus over this next 2 months. That's what you need to break. That's what you need to break for. This is what you need to break free from. They're vain, conceited, self-centered. This being a follower, they're full of their ego. They put no effort in here. This bogs me down, stagnant, aimless. This isn't worth it. But yet, energetically, you don't leave this person's energy alone. I want to just confirm, because I think that's what they're saying you need to remove. With strength, understand and have more confidence in yourself. You need a Queen of Wands. You need to Queen of Wands this one out. When Queen of Wands is focused on something, boy oh boy, very strong-willed. Okay, God help who's around her. She's a leader. All right. And also third parties, because the first part, sometimes I do see her when I'm seeing third party energy. I allocate her for that. There is another person involved. Stop thinking about it. Remember who you are and your self-love. Biggest thing I'm seeing so far, and we said it before about the whiteboard, all the negativity you think is giving you peace by focusing on, it's not. You need to try it a different way, because you've been, clearly this focus has not worked for you. So what's the harm in trying? What's the harm in trying to see it in a more positive approach? For the letting go, reconciliation, let go, heal, release, forgiveness, feeling hopeful and optimistic, recovery. What's the harm? What's the harm? You've been focusing on this for a year or however long. What's the harm for the next 66 days to see, does a positive outlook actually change things? I'm going to do it. I'm going to be stronger than my mind. Instead of transmuting more pain, I'm going to transmute happiness. And it's not just, this is going to reconcile, but focus on the healing and letting go of the pain. Everything happens for a reason. You clearly weren't aligning. You were starting to bring out the worst of one another. That's not healthy. Just find optimism in everything, a positive to every negative. This will help you recover. Again, what's the harm in trying? And your passions. And we said that you need to ignite your passion. You need to focus on you. You need to focus on happiness. Adventure. You could be a little bit of a rebel at heart. I think true spiritual people are. You don't like being told what to do. So me kind of telling you what to do, you probably want to do the opposite. But it's just advice. I'm just here for advice. But your confidence, we need to get more excitement back in your life. Maybe you need a little trip away. Just by yourself, even if it's a weekend away. And this is saying you're very sexy. Have more confidence, especially with this Queen of Wands. Have more confidence in yourself. Focus this next 66 days on self-love. Every day, put on your list. I'm going to do 10 to 15 minutes of mirror work. I'm going to positively affirm my soul. I'm going to look in the mirror and I am going to, whatever affirmations you want to tell yourself, let it be, your healing, your appearance, your mind, your greatness, whatever it is. Set 10 minutes aside every day. What's 10 minutes of affirming to your soul how amazing you are? Till you believe it. You're going to feel awkward as shit at the start because your soul doesn't believe it. So you know when your soul believes it because you stand in that mirror with strength. You say it with a smile, with confidence, okay? Let go. Every time this comes over, the regret, the emotional baggage, the past life trauma to heal, guilt, intense feelings, unresolved issues, get into the mirror. You do whatever it is that's igniting with your hobby and your passion. You need to be on top of every time this comes over. No, I'm going to be optimistic. I'm going to let this go. Why am I going to hold on to this energy? I'm going to heal from this. Be stronger than your thought pattern. Okay? This vain, conceited narcissist card. Holy moly. You have an opportunity to grow through visualization, but it's your decision. It's your decision. We can stay in self-pity, okay? We can use the crutch. We can use the victim mentality, and or you can choose, no, I'm going to focus on something far greater, a lot more positive. And again, this being a follower, are you holding on to this because this is what people are telling you? Remember the deviation? Oh, they're just this, they're just that. Ugh, plenty of fish in the sea. Like, because your inner soul doesn't want to listen to that, but you're conforming. You're not a follower, you're a leader. Okay? But again, the decision is yours. The universe isn't just going to grant you release if you're not... they show you through emotion what needs to change. It's not just some miracle that comes over you and it's like, oh wow. It takes effort. It takes commitment. It takes consistency. And they will keep igniting this. If you want to heal that much and you're like, I just want to heal, they're going to keep igniting it. They're answering your prayers. The universe delivers your prayers in a very unexpected way. It's that meme. It's like you just want them to hear. It's like the universe is like, well, here you go. And they push the little person off the cliff to teach them how to fly. If you've been praying to let go and heal, they're trying to show you how, but through emotional ignition that's been holding you back, through past life trauma. Trauma this life, it's our trauma that repeats through every life. Focus on your achievements. Focus on your independence. Focus on fulfillment. Right now, again, this person isn't your be-all and end-all. You need to find fulfillment without this person. Okay, freedom. Look at independence as freedom, not as pain. And then underneath this, 3 to 4 weeks. So if you just start it now, within 3 to 4 weeks, you're already going to start feeling a shift. Before the 66 days is even up. Reevaluating your plans, a new perspective finally comes over you. You're patient. You're like, oh, I get it. I get it. Oh, by finding your passion, your hobbies, which we really delved into, your mirror work, seeing your worth, this is tranquility, overcoming hardship, finally conflicts start to resolve, becoming stable, restoration of peace. So it starts from seeing yourself. They want you to be passionate about you. They want you to find your passions. That more passion, more energy, more footwork. And if it's really weird as well, mirror work, I'm seeing this. Dance in front of a mirror. Like, you know, dancers, how they just have so much confidence and they're like staring themselves down when they're dancing, right? In those dance, you know, the big mirrors. Why am I hearing that? Do that. Find confidence in your body's movement. Prance around in your lingerie or even naked. Like, I know this sounds so silly, but this collective, you need more self-love and you need to see how beautiful you are. Sorry, that's my brother. Okay, last one. Oh, and then by the end of this 66 days, we've got so maybe a month after or the next new moon. It could actually, you should count it down and see if you line up with the new moon phase as this goes. A new change in directions, a new cycle begins, but you can't give up on yourself. You're germinating, you're planting seeds. Okay, my advice, you know, I've said it 1,000 times. It's a hard shackle to break free from as well. the negative outlook, because it's funny, I find people that activate, you normally do activate into negativity first. Like every time that you're always expecting the worst to come, or a tower to happen, or the things you work for are going to go away, the universe is trying to show you that you're always protected and to break free from that outlook as well. So I think this collective, it's a newer thing for you. Okay, like I said, lucky to be on this journey for a year or two, because don't follow blindly to others. Follow blindly to yourself. Just use these next couple months to truly find internal fulfillment without others, companionship-wise, okay? See yourself. Get in touch with your body. You know, just, you clearly, but you need to believe it. You don't need validation from anyone in life but yourself. Triple moon goddess. Oh, you're just a baby butterfly. So we just want to get you into the big butterfly. Very nice. The cat, maybe you're a crazy cat woman like myself, or stray cats always find you. This reminds me of my beautiful black little Salem, and it also reminds me, you know, Lady in the Tramp, the two Siamese twins. Siamese cats. Why did I say twins? Aren't Siamese twins, aren't they the ones that are connected? Everything we say, but they're connected, I'm pretty sure. Is that right? Maybe you just bought a little kitty, or you need to. Cats are beautiful. It's always funny. I believe that animals are truly our soulmates, and if you really go back, especially if you're someone that, you know, you've lost quite a few fur babies, and every time you get it's like they find you at the part of your soul development. I'm hearing this for a reason. If you've got an animal that's really excitable and really playful, like they say, you know, dogs look like their owners. I think it's the personality, because they match our soul. So if you're someone that's very excitable and da-da-da-da-da, it's like your animal's normally like that. If you're someone that is, you know, like your animal's very needy, always needing your attention, maybe they're reflecting back to your soul at that point. You're very needy, you need attention. Then you have those animals that are more laid back, or they just sleep all the time. They're more relaxed. Maybe at that part of your life you're more relaxed. Maybe you have, you know, especially if you're being called to get a cat, it's like cats are so independent. They come and give you affection sometimes, but they like their space. They like their independence. Really see your animal's personality traits, because I always say animals align, they're truly soulmates. And they show us what our soul penetrates. They are like us, and I just think animals are so beautiful, and we can learn from them. Okay, so if your soul is craving a cat right now, or cats are finding you, your higher self is trying to show you, your soul actually loves independence. Your soul actually loves a calmer environment. Your soul, especially if you've always had dogs and you just transition to loving cats. There's a reason I'm saying this. Animals really reflect us, and it's funny when you have a joint home and you can have, I'm hearing this, you know, those real yapping dogs that are, it's like, unfortunately, it means you're a bit aggressive, a bit of a yapper. And it's funny if you have one yapping energy in the house and one calm energy in the house, animal wise, and see who that animal deviates towards. Does the yapping energy hate the household wise, not hate, but more detached from the calmer person? Or do you know what I'm trying to say? I think we can learn so much from animals. And like I say, as said, especially people that have had a lot of fur babies and gone through passings, they all come forward with a different personality at different times. We need animals. This is why I say pet love is so important. It teaches us so much. But you're a triple moon goddess. Sorry, that came to my mind out of nowhere. You could have the same belief as me about pets. Maybe garnet. You need some garnet. C-I-N. C. Cindy. Why did I hear Cindy? Cinderella. But heal your heart. Have confidence in your heart space. Animals. I really feel this collective. You can learn a lot from animals. And communicate better with yourself. Lapis lazuli. And X. X marks the spot. This is also 10 in numerology. Okay. Important dates, memories, angel numbers. 12th of the 5th, 5th of the 12th, 25th of the 12th. Christmas could have been an important memory. 20th of the 5th. 555. You're just going through a transformation. Baby butterfly to big butterfly. 10th of the 4th, 4th of the 10th. 222. Unexpected blessings and miracles. 22nd of the 11th or 11th of the 2nd. And why am I hearing 2011? That could have been an important year. Or maybe you lost a beautiful fur baby in 2011. That came to my mind out of nowhere, so that would be important. All right. I love you, my beautiful angels, and I will be on TikTok with another collective. Okay, but yeah. I love you guys. Be positive, be happy, get that whiteboard going. Okay. Love ya.